Hi everyone, it's Tammy at Frou-frou Studio. Welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be working on the hashtag Grungy Challenge 2026, which is hosted by Lori at Piles of Paragraphs. And this is just a monthly make. And, of course, you know, it's grungy, so I couldn't pass it up. And with it being just once a month, I decided to go ahead and join. So be sure to check out Lori's channel for her makes. I'm sorry, I'm looking for what I did for January, so I can show you guys if you didn't see the video. And also, I do have my journal prepared. So, I decided that this is the size of tag that I was going to use for the journal. And they are just the pre-made Ranger heavy stock tags. You do not have to have these. You can make your own tags. But they measure 3 inches by 6 1/4. So if you wanted to make some this exact size, that's what size you would make it. But I had a bunch of these, so I'm going to use these as my basis so that I can use some inks and things like that to grunge them up. And last month it was corrugated, and so I made this tag with some corrugated cardboard on it. And of course we have our Titanic ship captain here. And I am using the Titanic as my theme for my tags. So at the end of the year, I'm going to have a Titanic journal. And I wanted to pick a subject that interests me and that I thought would go good with the grunge. And so that's why I chose this. So I have that tag. And then I also went ahead and made my journal. And this is my journal. It's an old book cover. You can see it's very old and water stained and everything. And I thought it would be perfect. I got this at who I call my local used book junkie. But he has a very large book collection at a antique store that I like to go to when my husband has his eye appointments, because it's right there. And I found this on my last trip, and so I went ahead and put my book together. The spine was much smaller, and so I made a new spine, and I have created, I haven't glued that down yet, 2 signatures using a digital kit for the Titanic. And I meant to write down who the kit was, and I did not. I will put it in the description box. I apologize for that. And I have mounted them in the Midori style with the elastic, so that as I'm working and deciding where I want my pockets and stuff, I can take them out and work on them and then put them back in. It makes it a lot easier. So that's where we got our start in January. So now we're going to make our February tag. And the February prompt is folded. And so I have a pretty good idea of how I want my tag to turn out. And I hope that it works the way that I think it will. So we'll get started on that and see where we go. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to take this piece of book page that I have that has some gesso on it from where I was using gesso for a different project, and this is the leftover, and so I just put it on the book page. And I've got some blues here, different color blues. This one is Salty Ocean. This one is Stormy Sky. And the last one is Chip Sapphire. I just want to get some color and grunge on this piece of this gesso thing. I'm going to add some water. And that's going to make my baking paper curl up, but we're going to work with it. And then I'm just going to smush my paper down in there, and hopefully we're going to get some good blues on this. Alright, let's try that. I'm going to have this all over me, but that's nothing new. And I will tell you that going on a cruise to Alaska, that the ice in the icebergs really is this bright blue. It is absolutely beautiful, the colors that those icebergs are. I think we need some more of that dark color. Alright, let's go in with some more of that. I'll try my best not to cross-contaminate my glue pads here, or ink pads. I'm making a mess. Are you surprised? I'm not. I could have smushed it straight on the paper as well. Alright, let's see if we can get some of this darker color. Yeah, that's kind of turning purpley, but that's okay. Kind of move it on the paper as well. And take this baking paper too. I'll put a little bit of that extra. Make that kind of dry. Looks kind of cool too, doesn't it? Okay, I'll set that aside to finish drying, but yeah, we'll definitely keep that. Alright, so now what I want to do is I want to take one of my little makeup brush thingies, and I want to come in with, let's start with tea dye, because I don't want to start too dark and then not be able to reverse it, you know? Know what I'm saying? And this will kind of give it just some more grunge. Yeah, I definitely want something a little darker than that. Let's do a little bit of walnut stain and see how that looks. Yep. We're getting there, we're getting there. Now, I'm going to take some of this and spray, but I also want to just try to, this little nozzle thing maybe too, let me put some on my fingers, because I want some, didn't want that big a drip, but we'll go with it. Just flicking. Can you see that reacting there? Beautiful. Okay, one more dry and then we'll move on. Okay, let's try this. Okay, so there's our grungy, part of our grungy piece. So what I want to do is, I have my tag that's this size, and then I have a smaller one, and then I have even a smaller one, not that. That's my bagging. smaller one. So what I want to do is I'm going to have it fold and be able to fold out this way, be able to fold out this way. So we're going to have still our original tag size, but we're going to be able to fold it out to expose different images. So the first thing that I have is I have this is one of the digital pieces, and it is actually a copy of the outgoing passenger list for third-class passengers. And you know, the third-class passengers were mostly people that worked on the ship, the servants and people like that. And it was also people that were wanting to migrate to the United States, because the ship was going from the United Kingdom to New York. And so a lot of the third-class passengers, you know, if they were not employed by the ship, were just pretty much kind of hitching a ride because they wanted to go to the U.S. to, you know, for opportunities and so forth. So this is a list of the passengers, and you can see where they checked them off as they boarded. So I want to put this on the back tag, but I want to fold it over so that we can flip it open, because I don't want to tear it. I don't want to cut part of it off. So I want, when you flip it over, for you to be able to see the whole list. So we're going to glue this on first. And I'm going to try to share throughout the year, when I'm making these tags, some interesting facts about the Titanic. It may be boring, but then again, you may find it interesting. I think, and don't quote me on this because I'm going from memory, but if I'm not mistaken, only 30 some odd percentage, I want to say 37% of the passengers and crew that were on the Titanic actually survived. Most of those were women and children. But unfortunately, some children did not make it, mainly because they were in the third class area when the ship started to sink, and they couldn't get up to the top, you know, before their particular level was already, you know, taking on water quite profusely, and so they weren't able to escape. But for the most part, 80 something percent of the people who survived were women and children. interesting thing is, of the second class passengers, 100% of them survived, which I find really interesting. But I do believe that the actual boats and things like that were on the second class passenger level. So maybe that's why they did, because they were able to get to the boats the quickest. Okay, so this is what we have now, and that's going to flip out like that. And so I need to cover this, and because they were going to the U.S., I'm going to take this little scrap piece that I have, and I think this is by Amy at Crafty Cat. It's just a little scrap piece I had in my stash, and I'm going to put it right here. Do I want it on the inside or the outside? If I trim that down even, yeah, I think I'm going to put it here and then tear it down even, because I'm not going to lose much if I do that. So I'm going to put that on there and trim it. Okay, so now what we have is this little fold here, and we're going to ink around that and grunge it up a little bit. And I'm going to use ground espresso. Oops, I left a little. I'm knocking things on the floor already today. There we go. All right. I have a new thing on here, so it's not covered in ink like they normally are. This edge. this back, get some on that crease. Okay, and then I'm going to take my splatter stamp, if I can find it here. Where are you? There you are. And I'm going to take, let's try tea dye first. It may not be dark enough. Yeah, I think that's fine. We're just going to grunge it up a little more. Okay, so there's that level. Let's put some here too. Alright, so for the next tag, that's where this is going to come in. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cover it with our little grungy piece there. So I'm going to put glue all over the tag. Cover the tag up. Trim around it. And then ink around the edges. We may need to put some more of that little dark blue. Let me ink it and then we might go in with the makeup brush and put some more dark blue. There's not going to be a whole lot of this showing. But I'm just thinking I need to bring in the color of the star there a little more. Yeah, let's bring that in a little more. So I'm going to take the chip sapphire Yep. That's better. Did I miss inking this whole edge over here? Yes. Yes, I did. I haven't done anything to the back yet. Okay, so then this is gonna flip this way. Then I want this one to flip this way. Okay, so on top of this, I want to put this little girl holding her American flag. Cut that tag shaped at the top there. Well, I could have her flip that way. That would work. And then I could have this other one flip the other way. And I have this little Titanic ephemera piece from the kit that brings in the red. Okay, and then my last piece is this, which is also from the digital, and it is a tag that has the date on it. And I'm gonna wrap it behind the first tag and fold it. Like that. So let's glue this on the back. Need to ink. It's like, where did my glue stick go? Okay, so this is gonna go here. And then I have this that says embark on it. It's one of the Tim Holtz. And I'm gonna put it behind that tag. but of course it's way too clean right now, so we need to roughen it up. So first thing I'm going to do is take the sanding disc to it. Take some of that little shiny part off. Make the letters fade a little bit. And then I'm going to ink it. And give it a squirt of water. Let it react for a minute. Dab it off. Give it a quick dry. Do the same thing on this side because it's going to show. You can take the paper distresser, kind of chew it up a little bit. Put some blue on there. Give it a squirt. Dab it. Dry it. Dab it, dry it. Okay. All right, so this piece will go here. Just like that. All right, so I need to poke my hole in the top of this. I'm not going to do anything to the back of that one, I don't think. Excuse my reach. because it's a writing spot. I am going to put a whole reinforcer on it because I think they just look weird without him. I'll determine after I'm done with the whole thing if I want to put something in those, like a string or something. But I want to see the whole thing put together first. Alright, so she's gonna go here. So let's put, I don't think glue stick's gonna hold it. Let's use art glitter glue here. And let's put it right there. I'm all clogged up. I haven't used this one yet today. Okay. And then our embark is going to go here. Like that. And then this one, this one should have been glued. Can I get that up? Probably not. I think I can get it up still. It needs to be underneath. It's a good thing this is grungy. See, I thought I was thinking that through so carefully. Not. Isn't enough. We can always cut that off a little more. See, that's why you watch me, so that you can see me mess up. That's entertainment, folks. Okay, so now come on. I know I messed up, but cooperate with me. Okay, now let's fix the boo-boo. Okay. So we have that folded around that. We have that folded around that. And I think I am going to have to do something here. It looks kind of weird, doesn't it? I think I need to... Well, no, because if I do that, then it won't show. I started to say I think I needed to trim this off, but I don't like that idea. I like the idea of just putting something right here. What are we gonna do? What are we going to do? I'm going through my, I've got some ledger, but it's not white, it's green. I don't want to do that. I'm going to put ledger. How about got some tissue paper. Don't like that idea. I like that tissue paper, but I don't like that idea. Let's do part of this. Just so I have something on there. Yep, that'll work. Let's think around it. And put some glue stick on there. I'm putting the stamp down at the bottom so when I trim it off at the top it won't take the stamp off. grunge on that. Bend that a little bit so it'll lay flat. And I can always put a tiny paper clip on it, but I do want to poke this hole in the top and on my back tag as well. I'm going to put an eyelet in there, a little eyelet. No, that's not that thick. It acts like it doesn't want to. We'll just do it with a crocodile. Get it unplugged so I can actually see it. Come on. There we go. That little guide thing didn't want to move on me. Okay. What else? You know, I might do eyelets on all three of those just to give it a metal element. You know what I'm saying? Let's do it. Use these kind of got red ones. I don't have a little red one, but I have. Let's see how big that looks on there. It may be too much on that little one. why I didn't poke that one yet. Thought I did. Oh, maybe when I put the back on there, it covered it back up, didn't it? Yep, that's what happened. That's what happened. Now the question is this gonna look too big on this little one? Oops. And that one's lost. I need to do this bigger hole, because I forgot I did the small one on this one. Really, you're gonna get to the last one and you're gonna cause me difficulty. You can't just cooperate, cause no, that would be too difficult. There we go. Slinging stuff everywhere. Okay, on this one, for sure, I'm going to put a tie or string. And I think this one, because I want this one to look kind of like a baggage tag or something. And then I think I need one more red element. Like right here. What I'm thinking, like a, doesn't have to even be much big, or much big, very big. Doesn't even have to be much big. All right, so I'm gonna get this string. Put on this one. Let me get my bone folder and see if I can get that to lay flatter. I think I'm going to do it. Go ahead and put string on all three of them. I'm trying to hurry, guys. I feel like this is taking forever. And of course, I try to hurry, and you know, that just makes it go slower because I keep fumbling. Seriously. I wish I had some little thicker twine for this, but I'm out of my thicker one. See if I can tie a knot, because I'm not having much success the other way. It's too thin. There we go. Where's my bone folder? Okay, that's pretty flat. By the time it's in a journal and it's got some weight pressing on it for a little while, I'll be fine. Okay, red. Red, 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 red. Just right there. I know I need to quit fumbling and do something, don't I? Okay. I'm gonna get a stamp. Put it right there. Maybe that's where I need it. Yeah. Okay, I'm getting archival ink. Pardon the reach. I'm going to use Barn Door. We're going to stamp this. Good, good, good. And then the last thing I'm going to do, and then I'm going to let you guys go because I've been doing this forever. So I want to put a stamp right there. And I'm hoping that I have one of the Tim Holtz ones left in red because it'll be quicker than me trying to find one in my book. And of course, the answer is going to be no. All right. Actually, probably would have been quicker because they're color sorted. Okay. All right, there we go. So I'm not sure what Lori had in mind when she picked folded, but this is where my mind went. So you fold that out, and then you fold that out. Writing space. Yeah, so I'm happy with that. I think it came out pretty good. Let me know what you guys think. And again, check out Lori's channel, Pages, Paragraphs. Use the hashtag Grungy Tag Challenge 2026 if you want to participate, or you just want to go over and have a peek at what everybody is making for the challenge. I'm sure that Lori would love it for you to join in. I also know that Joey Cardmaker is doing this challenge as well, so go over and check out and see what he's got going on. So yeah, that's it for this one, guys, and I'll see you back in the next video. Bye.